Hello and welcome back to part 5 of my Europa Stationeers playthrough. So last time, an amazing twist of fate, at the very last moment I recovered from having passed out due to serious lung damage and the quantities of pollutant in the atmosphere in this room. But it didn't quite kill me, so all good. And I am back. It's gonna take more than that to kill me. That's probably tempting fate, right? Okay, so what are we gonna do? So last time we rigged up all this crazy ducting pipes and all sorts over here. The big win was we got our hands on some locally made water, which was great, but also we connected the furnace here out there last time, and we've now been able to put in place all of the necessary stuff to bring the purified atmosphere from the cooling tower out through separating out the volatiles to that little tank there, and then bring the rest through into here where they will sit in this tank. Now we did have some trouble last time with freezing in that pipe. I think I might just put a liquid drain vent straight onto that pipe, whatever the thing is called, and just dump it, because when it's running in normal operation there shouldn't be any liquid making it that far. And I thought about various fairly engineered solutions, including cycling it back into the system, and then it occurred to me it shouldn't really happen. It's just the fact that we've still got some junk in the pipes from when we initialised the system, and made worse by the various pipe bursts. So I think I'm going to do that, and we'll just dump those. We might lose a little bit of CO2 that we could otherwise use, but I think other than that will be fine. Obviously what we've got to really do is reduce the pollutant content in this room, because it's not great. So we've got that down to 13%, which is alright. That O2 at 65 is really still too high. 0 degrees in here, so it's not great, but it's not going to kill us. So I'm going to deal with that. Once I've dealt with that, the next thing for this video is going to be to try to basically give the greenhouse a bit of love. So we're going to try and take this breathable air supply, or what should become the breathable air supply, and route that into the greenhouse, but also I'm going to put some chutes in place to fire the pellets of frozen CO2 in there as well, and all the rest of it. So we'll see how we get on. That's quite a lot to get through in an hour, and quite a lot of material is going to be required. Why am I going out there? I am going out there because I'm an idiot. The first thing I'm going to do is build that drain. So we're going to get the drain kit here. We just need one of those. I'm literally just going to build one of these and pop it straight on that pipe, and be done with it. And I think that will bleed off all of the things we don't want in the atmosphere, because I think they'll liquefy out in the outside temperature. So let's start with that. If we can start to take the pollutant out of the atmosphere in here, to be honest, that would be a great result. So we need to turn that around to a passive liquid drain. Yeah, let's just put it here, I guess. I mean, there's no reason to put it anywhere else. Okay, so that should start to take anything that's liquefying, which is going to be the CO2 at this stage, out of that pipe. What I really want is the pollutant to start to liquefy. I don't know whether that's going to work or not. We'll find out. It's minus 51 degrees, so I think it should do. I'm just wondering whether it's not under enough pressure. 1.41. No, I don't know. Okay, well, let's see what happens there. But hopefully over time that will sort that out. Now, we had trouble in here before because that's running continuously, and it overstressed some of these pipes. I actually do want to put a bit of electronics behind that. I want to turn that on when there's nothing in here other than oxygen, nitrogen and volatiles. So I do want to set that up. We've got the sensor in there. The question is, have we got enough to build the electronics to do the job? Let's find out. because I think once that's done we can leave the tower largely unattended. So what we're going to need to be able to do is we're going to need some logic IO chips. We're going to need one, we haven't got enough gold, I can see that straight away, for each type of gas. Luckily we have a solution to not having enough gold, which is make more gold. So the simplest way to do it is probably to well, the simplest way to do it, frankly, is to do it on an IC chip, but we haven't got the materials to build those yet. The simplest way to do it, you can see it all freezing out in there, is going to be to turn it on only when there is no pollutant, CO2 or nitrous in there. So we'll want one reader for each of those three gases, and then we'll want a writer, so that's at least 4 IO chips. We're going to need one memory, and we're going to need a compare for each of the 3 gases. So see how we get on. That's quite a few chips. Let's chuck that in there. So we want 2 more IO chips. We can get away with 1 memory because it's going to basically have a 0 in it. And right, yeah, 1 memory. And then we're going to need several processors. And of course we're going to need absolutely tons and tons of cable to connect that lot up. So that's going to be a little challenge. Right, just about got enough there to make the 3 processors. That's good. Right, whilst we're at it, I'm going to smelt the silicon that we've got here. Just get that out of the way. How's the power holding up? It's kind of okay. It's not brilliant, but it's kind of okay. Let's switch my battery out while I'm thinking about power. Okay, that was stupid because that did not stack. Or did it? Has it stacked in my uniform? No. Put that there. I'm going to tuck that in there. Right, that's the 3 processors. Memory. Okay, I think we're good actually now, other than a large quantity of cable. Having said that, I'm going to have now multiple compare results, so I'm going to have to actually add them together, which is an interesting one. So for each, so I'm actually going to need at least 2 more processors to add up the results of the processors, frustratingly. I'm not sure I can think of any other way around that without using an IC chip. It would be very easy to write IC code to do that. As I say, we don't have the materials yet to make them, or the housings, or the computer, or any of the other things we need. So we'll need to do that. We will certainly need there we go. So we need solder. That's not too difficult. We haven't got any, but we probably could make some for the housing. But if I start looking at what we need for the chips as well, we also need electrum. Well, I haven't even found any silver yet, so that's a problem. And for the computer, I will need some more gold and copper for the board, which is fine. But for the computer itself, actually they've removed the requirement for silver, so that's good. But yeah, fundamentally, until I find some silver, I can't make electrum. Until I can make electrum, we can't make the chips, so it's kind of irrelevant. And even if we could make the chips, to be honest with you, hand smelting that amount inside here in the current circumstances, I would consider to be a bit of a high risk venture. So definitely needs some thinking about. So I think basically what I'm saying is we're stuck with these logic chips for now. I don't think I've got enough materials to actually finish the job, but I'm going to go and try and get started on that. and see how we get on. I'm not sure that hasn't exploded again, honestly. It looks... No, I think it's okay. It's just the way that the vapour clips through. Okay, fair enough. Well, let's have a quick look and see what's going on in there, because this pipe is effectively at the same thing. Okay, so that's pollutant liquid. It's at -70 in there at the moment, so that's the point, is it's cold but it's not quite cold enough. And part of the reason I think it's doing that is that as it comes back out here as liquid, we're then piping it back round the loop again, and in fact this liquid is 99.8% liquid pollutant that's then going back in and is being drained out through that at the top there. So it's not quite cold enough for that to freeze out. When it does, I think it will clear quite quickly. I'm not sure why it's so warm. I guess we've pumped a ton of gas in from... Where did we pump a ton of gas in from? I don't know. It must be that... No, I don't know what we've done. It'll come to me in a minute. I kind of know it in the back of my brain, but anyway, let's figure out, can I get some automation connected to this cable anywhere sensible? I'm going to probably have to use every available flat surface, honestly, to make this work. But there we go. It would be quite tempting to get rid of that volatiles ice, but just looking at that and thinking probably not hugely smart. I mean, the good news is there's nothing in there, but okay, let's vaporize that out of there. That will hopefully just deal with the is some of that still vaporizing? I think it's probably a pressure issue as well. Yeah, because we're liquidizing the CO2, and I think that's pressure. Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, some of this pipe's taken a bit of... seems a bit harsh to need a welding torch and 2 steel sheets to repair a single piece of pipe that only cost half an iron to make, I have to say. Anyway, there we go. Right, let's get on with it. I need to try and put some sort of logic in place here to read what the hell's going on. So let's set up a bank of readers. Really don't want to put them there, but it's very difficult to find a sensible space. I don't want to put them on those walls, because if it blows out from pressure, it will just destroy all the circuitry as well. Okay, well, let's put the readers along here for now. 1, 2, 3. Whoops. Turn that one that way, connect that one to there, that along there, that along there, that to there, that to there. Have I missed any? Yes, I have. That to there, that to there. Okay, right. So start. At least we can start to understand what's going on in there, even if I haven't got enough to sort it at the moment. Right, so we're going to look at the gas sensor in the cooling tower, which is that one there. And what do I care about in here? I care about the ratio of pollutant in that one. So that's got something in there. Gas sensor. I care about the nitrous. So those are 2 things I absolutely definitely want to get rid of. Oh, I missed a cable. And I also care about the CO2 actually, because I don't want to bring that back round. Okay. Let's get that sorted. go. Right, now I need a compare that's going to read those. I should have labelled them up. That's going to be a right pain. Okay, I'm going to have to go and sort that out. I feel like I probably ought to also be reading the pressure, honestly, but I'm going to need that for other things. Right. Okay, well let's take this inside. Good. Right. Let's shut that for a minute. What have we got going on in this pipe here? Just left to its own devices. Ah, perfect. Look, that is what we're aiming at. Well, it's not quite what we're aiming at, but there's no pollutant in there. That's the key thing. So that's great. What I need to do now is to actually increase this a bit so that we're releasing more of that, and decrease this a bit, and hopefully we'll start to suck all the pollutant out. So it's currently here, it's at 13.8%, whereas over here it's at a hugely different 13.7%. I.e. basically no difference at all, but at least we know what's in there is coming out. It's very cold still, and that's where this heat exchanger comes into play, but it's very cold, but it doesn't contain pollutant, and actually we should end up getting rid of the CO2 over time as well. The problem we're going to have is, if you look at the oxygen-nitrogen ratio, there's still far too much oxygen. But there we go. Anyway, right, enough waffle from me. I came in to get this. How's the battery looking? Not brilliant, is it? Let's chuck that in there, at least then we won't run out of power and die horribly. Right, let's go. I'm probably going to have to go and mine some more anyway in a minute. Right. So let's label these. That's pointing at pollutant. Let's call that tower pole. That one is nitrous. Tower net. And then that's tower CO2. Okay, so if I now add, I haven't got anything like enough cable to do this, but if I now add one of these in here, just wondering whether I could sum those together and then compare the whole result to 0. That would actually be the most efficient solution. Let's try it. Obviously I can only sum 2 at a time, which is annoying, but that's how it is. Right, at least I didn't use all my cable. I've got a whole one piece left. And let's I'm going to have to go get some stuff in a minute. Right, so let's okay, all the most important ones at the moment are nitrous and pollutant. So let's add those together. Right, and let's call that tower bad 1. We can add a bad 2 later. Okay, So I could add a second compare to see if that's greater than 0, and just turn that off if it is. That's the very simplest piece of logic. It ignores CO2, but that would be a starting point. Where's my memory chip? There it is. So is there a convenient place to stick that? Yeah, probably in there actually. That won't require any additional cable to do that. It's getting that in there. Just turn that round, do that. So that's already set to 0, so that's good. So I'm just going to call that. Whoops, no I'm not. I'm going to do that. I'm going to call that memory 0. Okay, where can I fit another one of those in? Not there. It's a bit of a pain, isn't it? I mean, I could put it... no, I'm going to have to put it on that wall, aren't I? Which is loads more cable. Ah! I could put it on the side of there, but I don't want to because I need to build those up in a minute. That's really annoying. Yeah, I'm going to have to put it on a wall. I'll put it on this wall here, at least then I can see it. Right, and then it really doesn't matter where I put that, does it? We're going to need a ton more cable. However, what I can do is do that. Tower bad. I mean, actually, technically, that should probably be tower good. And then I'm going to put another. Let's put it that way up and put a writer, not a batch writer, just a normal writer, please. Right, and then I'm going to call that tower extractor. Okay, so I definitely need more cable. Right, where's the sun? Where is the sun? Oh, it's up there. Right. Whoa! Okay, I can take a hint. I'm going. Oh my goodness, I can't even see what's going on. Wow. Whoa, look at that, it's minus 170 out there. Let's get inside. Okay, well that answers that. I was just about to say I'll go mining for a minute, but no, I don't think I will actually. I think I need to flush that out because that's clearly... Let's cancel the pressurise, just get me in. I'm hoping that's just a particle effect. Oh, here we go. Change the battery. Oh, at least I've got some power. Right. To be honest, I think that biggest problem there was probably... No, that was a bad mistake. I thought maybe opening that would allow me to recover my lack of oxygen more quickly, but I may have just doomed myself because there's so many pollutants in the air. I think the toxin critical is going to poison me before I wake up again. Yeah, it's not good, is it? It's not looking good. Look at those red lungs. Yeah, I think this is probably going to kill me just from the toxins, which is not great, but there we go. Well, there we go. I am in fact now dead. So that didn't quite go to plan. Oh well, there we go. Let's start again. Just the way you want to start in a ferocious snowstorm. I have no idea which direction the base is from me. I can barely even work out what's up and what's down, which is not good. Right, that's that looks, maybe that looks potentially like something square. That's probably man-made. I'm going that way. Yeah, that's the, I see it. That's the cooling tower. Okay. Yes, there's the airlock. Okay, let's go. Let me in! Wow, that was exciting. It's wild out there. Yeah, let's not worry too much about pressurising it. Let's just get in there. Yeah, I think I doomed myself really by opening my helmet. Look at my stupid head lolling around. On the other hand,
toxin critical.
yeah, that was probably not great. There you go. Get in the airlock, you idiot. We'll give you a space burial. I mean, in this weather, you probably just blow away, right? Actually, that is a good idea. That's actually a really good idea. Goodbye. Right, well, okay, that was an unfortunate little interlude. I'm sure it won't be my last death on this playthrough either. At least now I've got some nice fully functional lungs though, so you know all is not completely bad. Right, I don't have any more copper, but I'm going to need quite a bit more cable. What have I got in there? 19. That's all I've got. Right, okay, so whilst this storm is raging, I may as well at least do something useful. Right, the other thing I need, I don't think I've got any more unsmelted iron, have I? But I have got an iron ingot in there, is I'm going to need a load of chutes. If I'm going to start routing that carbon dioxide through, I'm going to need to be able to do that. I'm also going to need a sorter as well, because I don't want to send everything else in there. We need gold and copper. Okay. Seems like copper is pretty high on our wish list once this storm is finished. Okay, let's not use it all. Okay, well let's that in there. Right, okay, so at least I can make one sorter. And I've got quite a lot of iron in here, so I can get some chutes going. Okay, let's get that done. I'm not sure how many chutes we're going to need to get round there, other than a lot. But I'm assuming it's probably 5 to cross a frame, which is for things like pipes and cables. So we need to go from, let's just work this out, it's lined up about here. So 1, 2, 3 frames to there, 4 frames, 5 frames that way at least, and then this way we need to come in 1, 2, 3, so I think that's going to be about 40 we're going to need. It may not be quite as many as that by the time we've found some efficient routing, but it's been quite a lot. I think that'll get us going anyway. Right, so those are to go out next time, along with that. There's not really anything else left that needs to be smelted. I could smelt the lead, but there's kind of no point. I'm going to use it to make solder at some point. Right, this is a little bit tedious, but there's no way I can go out there in that and do anything useful. Let's go and see how this greenhouse is looking whilst we're waiting. Right, so it's up to 9 degrees in here, which is actually really good. And the pollutant levels are a lot lower. This is actually not a terrible atmosphere, although there's far too much oxygen in here again as well. But that's good. What we will need to do is watch the pressure though, because look at that, 182 kPa. So that'll be because all of the CO2 ice I put in there previously has all disappeared. But given that these windows are very damaged already, it's going to take very minimal amounts to blow it out. So that is an issue. That's turned. Well, it's just at the point it's turning on and off. In fact, I think at this stage I'm going to deactivate the system. If it cools a little bit, it's not the end of the world. We've got no plants growing yet. The biggest risk at the moment, honestly, is going to be blowing this out, because these windows are in a really terrible state. Look at that, 100%. That is on the verge of going, which is not good. Later on I'll build a further outer skin and remove and replace those, but it's okay for now. I just can't take any damage at all. So we're going to have to watch that. I mean, the good thing is, each time we do this, we can dump a little bit into the main room. So it's up to 160, that's definitely better than it was. Get in there! Get in! Get in! If I do that quick enough, it'll just dump it out. Still stormy out there, yep. Okay. That's getting better, we're down to 150. That makes me a little bit more comfortable. Obviously we are pushing it up here, but I think that's fine. We've got what we need to deal with it. I feel like is it maybe abating a little bit? It seems okay over that side. Is something blown out in the cold? Is that what the issue is, or have we just still got weird particle effects around that side of the base? Must be the end of the storm. It's really strange. It's a beautiful day that side. I should put the door over there. That's really odd, actually. I don't think maybe we are. Maybe we've got something burst somewhere and I can't see it, but unless it's destroyed. Has it destroyed the cooling tower? No, not that I can see, but hard to tell. It seems really localized, which makes me deeply suspicious. Anyway, let's have a quick look and see what we've got going on in these pipes. That's how it should be. Look at that, that is just oxygen and nitrogen. There's nothing on that side, so actually we could let that in. It's very cold, but other than that minor detail, that's good. Because what we've got in here is now down to 11% pollutant. So it's going in the right direction. Possibly most of that is caused by me venting this. Right, I don't see that really going away, so I think I'm going to go out and try and sort things out and see what's going on. Once that airlock sorts itself out, what's it doing? Sucking it in from here, I guess. Okay. Maybe I'll run this through another cycle while I'm waiting. go. All good. Right. Let's switch batteries. Yeah, this is odd. I'm not sure what's going on out here. Oh, that was slightly terrifying. I was looking at how many exploded. Well, there we go. Nice. Absolutely delightful. Right. Okay. So, nothing looks broken. Maybe it's just weird visual things. I don't know. Anyway, right. Let's try and get that up and running. Right. Let's get that across there. Right, beautiful. That used more cable than I'd have liked, I'll be honest, but right, that seems to be the end of the storm visual effect anyway, so that's a good thing. Right. Okay, so what were we going to do with this one? I was going to connect this up to so what we want to do is we want to compare the math bad one. We want to say, is it no, we want to say, is it equal to 0? Actually, equals memory 0. Because if this is 0, then I'm going to input from this one, which is tower bad, logic compare tower bad, and I'm going to point that at the active vent on. Right, so that should now be turned off. It is. Fantastic. That should stay turned off until this number gets down to 0. Which at the moment is going the wrong way, but what I'm hoping will happen is it will then snow out. There's almost no CO2, there is no nitrous, so it's just pollutant, and I think if I'm reading that correctly that's 82% pollutant in there, so we absolutely don't want that until that has snowed its way out. Yeah, 82% pollutant. Okay, so that needs to cool right down. Later we'll put a radiator on it, but I think once it hits minus 100 that will come out and that will be done with it. Right, so I think what we established was that there is an urgent need for copper. Oh, and also apparently this drill's died. Yes, right, okay, I did not realise that. That's not great. Right, the good news is I've got a spare battery there. There we go. Right, you're going to need coal because there's none left, is there? No. Okay, right, so I think that needs to be the next priority, is more coal. And some copper. Right, let's go do this whilst it's daylight, there's no storm, and I haven't broken anything. I'm going to lock my helmet before I accidentally do something stupid there. Right, I see copper, that's a good start. I haven't got the right belt on, have I? Gotcha. Right, any more copper in there? Yeah. I don't exactly mind if I pick up a bit of extra iron, as long as I'm not particularly searching for it. Right. Looks like copper down there. I guess the other thing I need to keep my eyes peeled for is silver. Shout if you see it. No, don't shout if you see it. That's not going to help any of us, is it? I can't hear you. Right. I mean, you can if you want, but I'm just thinking if you're like watching this video sitting on the bus or something and you suddenly shout silver, people are going to think you're a bit weird. But there we go. Right. No, none in there. Definitely need coal. Coal is important. There's some coal. Don't tell me I'm just one. Isolated. No. Good. I'll be very happy when I get the basics set up and I can run some sort of background, probably a gas fuel generator or something similar. This is tedious, but unfortunately we're a little way away from doing that yet. We've got to get that greenhouse up and running because food will be the next problem. It's just a bit frustrating when you're trying to do a project and you have to keep stopping to go and get fuel, but there we go. That is the nature of Stationeers, and that's why we love it, really. And if we don't love it for that reason, then we could go build on creative mode, I guess, but it seems to take the fun out of it from my perspective. Right, the sun's already kind of low, isn't it? Where's base? Ooh, where is base? Lost my bearings a little bit then for a minute. Ah, it's the other side of that hill. Okay, that's good. Right, so 260.
Power low.
I'm going to take that water ice just because I know it's going to be useful. And I'll take the nitrogen content if I can get it. Not so good, is it? Hopefully I've got ample in here, that's fine, we'll just switch that. Right, anything else interesting in this bit? Not looking like it. Okay. So I've got a bit of copper, not really enough. Better than nothing. Okay. There's not a huge amount of nitrogen in there, but there's a bit, and it does help. That's down to 64% pollutant now. So it's definitely coming together. Yeah, still really quite warm.
Airtight critical.
Oh, okay. I guess I should probably go and deal with that then. No, 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 no. My air tank is really quite critical. Actually, I hadn't noticed quite how bad it was. Get stuck in there. Get out of the way. I don't have time for this nonsense. Look at that. That was genius. Right. Okay, so the pressure in here is down to 138 as well, which is good news. Get out of the way. Rah! Rah! No, that's not really moving it anymore. Right, okay, well, it's a start. Dump some more pressure out here. Right, okay, well, it's not ideal, but at least that's enough to get me going. Quite soon I need to get that furnace fired up again. Right, how's the water pressure holding up? I don't want to blow that tank up. Okay, that looks alright at the moment. Slightly vaporising, but not much. That's okay. It's 12 degrees in there. It's actually quite decent. Trying to work out what's driving the heat. So that's at 9 degrees. That's at minus 50. I guess it's sucking the warm air out of here, that's why, isn't it? So actually what I need to do is probably stop that for a bit and allow it to cool down. We definitely need to get some radiators on that later. Yeah, there we go. That's cooling down now. Meanwhile, in here we're down to 11% of pollutants, so it is going in the right direction, just kind of slowly. And what's coming in from here? It was very cold, but now, of course, out here, we need to... What do you think? I think I'd like to fly. Okay, your terms are acceptable. Orbital skull. Right, let's turn that on there. That's the issue. There we go. Let's bring in that through now. Yes, that was just sitting in here. Okay, so that's actually quite a lot of pressure in that pipe. Mostly oxygen, but you know, at least if we can start to pull that through, hopefully it will. It's at 3 degrees. It's actually quite warm. Hopefully it will start to displace when we run it again some more pollutant. But I don't think we've had any. No, we haven't. Okay, that's probably a good sign. Right, that is just pollutant. So we've got a good amount of nitrogen in this part of the system, but we just need that pollutant level to come down now. It's at 49%, but it is definitely starting to stabilise. If you look at what's left, we're at 1 part nitrogen now to 2 parts oxygen, rather than about 1 part to 50. So it's going in the right direction. It's still nowhere near. We're going to have to start dumping oxygen or burning it or something. I need to figure that one out. I mean, I could just start a massive fire, but that's probably not the most smart plan. Anyway, for now, once we start mixing fuel, that will be a better solution anyway, because we can draw the oxygen off for that. I might need to put in a filter. I'm trying to do it without, but I think I'm going to need one. Right, okay, so back to the task at hand, which was to sort out the greenhouse. So in there we're going to need, just turn this off, in there we're going to need at least a pair of passive vents and a pair of pressure regulators, because we do need to control the pressure in there reasonably sensibly now. So let's, let's not throw that over there. Right, I definitely need a back pressure regulator, and I need that building sooner rather than later, because, right, okay, so that can go in there. Because with the damage to those windows, that's not good.
Power critical.
Okay, I'll go and deal with that next. That can go in there. Right, power critical indeed. There we go. Sorted that. Right, so that will allow us to take the dirty air, as it were, out. I also want to be able to bring the clean air in. So I've got the vent for that, but I'm going to need a second pressure regulator. I'm going to bring it in at a lowish pressure because we're going to be dropping CO2 into there in a solid form, and I don't want to suddenly spike the pressure above the walls. And then I'm going to need a ton of pipe to bring the clean air through from that holding tank. And a ton of chutes. I've got some of those already. Right, so a second pressure reg is definitely the next thing we need. So let's get that done. And then it's probably pipes, to be honest. I'll probably want at least one valve in this, so let's just do that. No, let's not do that. I have not got enough iron. So let's deal with that in a second. Right, and okay, so pipes, iron. Let's get that smelting. I didn't still have a spare bit of iron. No, I had in the back of my mind I dropped some down there and hadn't picked it up. Okay. So I've got 17 chutes there. I think I might start just trying to lay this out and figure out how many chutes I'm going to need. So let's assume we're going to drop the CO2 in through the wall here. Seems like as good a place as any.
Hydration critical.
I would quite like it if we could put a window one in there. I don't want to use loads, but I do want to be able to see just before it goes through the wall. Right, now let's drop this down, otherwise it's going to become an annoying obstruction. Kind of want to run it at this height, don't I? It's actually really difficult to figure out how far we want. Right, there. Right, okay. Good, right, okay. Carpet wall. I think that's lined up. Right, okay, so that's a reasonable start actually, but it's going to need quite a lot, isn't it, to get to there. No, I need to go further across as well. It looked lined up, but it's not. Okay, so that's been 17 was enough to bring me out 1, 2, 3 and a half of my frames. So yeah, okay, so it's about 5 per frame. Okay, so let's grab that. It's going to need a lot. I certainly haven't got enough iron to do this. And actually thinking about this, before I start building more chutes and dropping CO2 in there automatically, I need to make sure I've sorted out the ventilation or I'm going to blow the place up. So we need to do pipes in preference. Right, it's going to need quite a lot of pipes, but whether it needs 100 I'm not sure. So I need to bring the gas out of there. Just I think the best way to do it, I could just drop it in here, and then let the ventilation in here do the rest. That would probably be kind of okay in terms of using less pipes, because I could then bring it around this end here and dump it in at this corner, which would also create a bit of through draft in here, so that might actually be quite a good strategy. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that in terms of the venting out. And then going in, we absolutely need what's in the tank that's going to go in that corner. So currently it's that tank there. These pipes are going to really need to be colour coded. This is going to cause chaos otherwise. Right, that supply there, that is the clean air supply. So if I can find a way to take that across, I wonder if I can take it across and in. I actually could do, couldn't I? It actually would work. Okay. Well, on that basis, let's just go straight through. Whoops. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Right. Okay, stop. Probably still not anywhere near enough, but I can't even see what's going on, so right, put that one into there. Okay, here we go. Not completely comfortable running it outside there, but kind of works for now. Right, I need to get that connected into there, so let's get my wrench. Let's see if I can figure out a good way to do this. It's probably to put a vertical mount onto there actually, and then probably to bring it from there. Oh, this is really getting quite spaghettified. Yeah, let's do that, and then let's bring it round there. There we go. Oh, look at that. Right, okay. That's interesting. I'm not quite sure what that red warning that just popped up was as I connected those networks together. It sort of suggests I've caused some sort of chaos, but there we go. Right, let's see whether... No, what are you doing? Oh, okay, it's gone on my mining belt, that's why. Okay, so that has now got some cold gas in it, but it is still usable gas. Okay, now getting it back out I'm going to have to do from the outside. I think that's going to be the only way, but I'm going to need more pipes, aren't I? So I'm going to need something like 15 more pipes, I think, to do this. Give me a target to aim at. 12. There we go. Right, let's try that. It's probably turned out to be one too few, but you know, it's worth a go. Right, so on this side I'm going to put that there. That's going to be the outflow. Whoops, get this wrong way round. Right, let's just back pressure regulator. Oh, it's upside down. Damn it. I thought I'd fixed that by I need some water in a minute as well. It's really very difficult to see which way round it's going. Right, okay. Back pressure regulator. Okay, there we go. We got there in the end. It's a little bit more painful than I would have liked, but job's done. Right, so I'm going to power that. Good news is it's nice and easy to power because it's right here. I'll turn that on. It's going to complain for a minute, but don't worry, I will fix it for you very shortly. Because I'm going to put one of these, whoops, one of these even, right there. Right now, hopefully I can do this before that pipe explodes. How much over that are we? A bit. Oh, again it's gone on there. It's because that's in the wrong place. Right, okay. Let's check that that doesn't look like I'm about to burst it, but it doesn't seem to want to pick up the pipe anyway, so who knows, maybe I am. Right, okay, now on the other side, if I were to put this in, get out of the way, get out of the way, get out of the way. Actually the issue is not going to be that, is it? It's going to be where I can mount this. Can I mount this on the ceiling? Apparently I can actually, which is a surprise to me, although I'm still going to have to get power to it, which is probably more easily done over here. Now let's just do it. No, I'm going to need to get power from, there's power on that wall, isn't there? So let's see if I run it here. It's annoying, it's the wrong side, but that's probably as good as it's going to get. Let's put it there, and we'll set that to 100. In fact, we'll set it lower than that. We'll set it down to 80. I hear pipes threatening to burst, so let's shut that. And we're going to put that can't decide to dry up. It wants to go anyway, so let's fix the pipework next. Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's very, very unhappy indeed, isn't it? I think I'm just going to remove that piece of pipe, if I can, which I can't because I can't actually select it. I can nearly select it, but not quite. Oh, so frustrating. No, okay, right. It's going to explode before I've managed to even select the damn thing at the moment. Yeah, I know, okay, one thing at a time, honestly. Right, now if I... Yeah, I said one thing at a time, not three things at a time. That will have to cut across there, and then can I turn that? I can, but it doesn't connect because I need one more. Okay, good. Right. Okay, right. Unlock that. Grab that.
Toxin critical. Temperature critical. Pressure critical.
Right, okay. Well, it's a start. Now I need to get outside and add to that pipe. No, outside. Wrong airlock. I think it's just burst, just before I got there. Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, there we go. How annoying is that? So I'm guessing one of the issues is probably that stuff's going to start to freeze in there because it's cold out here. Not quite enough pipe. No, I don't want it down there, I want it there. Stupid thing. Right, okay, not enough pipe, but not too far off. Oh dear, look at that. Did not survive the storms, did it? Oh look, there's my skull. Huh. Right, let's depressurise that. Cancel the pressurise. Let me in, a little piggy, let me in. Right, okay. So I need pipes. How many pipes do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5. Let's make 5. I'd rather make 5 and need 4 than make 4 and need 5. And a passive vent on there. And it probably needs a valve, to be honest, so that we don't backflow the air from here. Whoops, I wasn't paying attention. Right, I need a valve. 1, thank you, and I need a vent. 1, thank you. So this one can go here, that can go there, that can turn off, that can turn off. Right, okay, nearly there. Whoops, that was a bit of a mistake, but never mind.
Jetpack on.
Okay, there's really too much of this infrastructure that's actually outside at the moment. I'm not completely happy with that, but we'll just have to make do for now. Right, okay, that's going there. So there's nothing in that pipe at the moment. The issue is going to be CO2 liquidizing in that pipe, isn't it? I'm probably going to have to run a parallel liquid pipe. To be honest, probably a parallel liquid pipe just to take the liquefying CO2. We'll see. I may get away with it. Okay, what's going on with the atmosphere in here now? Very little indeed. I thought it would be dropping. Actually might have been a better plan to move that slightly. Maybe I can still do that. Then that will give me a bit of length of pipe so that I can actually see what's going on. Which way is that even trying to... Right, okay. Back pressure regulator, put it there. Whoa! Okay, all good. Right, that at least allows me to see what's going on in that pipe. Yeah, that CO2 is going to liquefy. Okay. However, before then, right, and I'm going to have that, try and aim at about 85. Okay, let's see what's going on now. Okay, so that's sucking air through there. It's cold, but it is above the liquefaction point of CO2, so hopefully that might be enough actually, that by the time it goes through it keeps a constant warm air supply going through enough to just stop the CO2 from liquefying in that amount of pipe. We'll find out. Either way, I'm definitely going to want to turn this on because we're blowing cold air in here now. And then, what's that creaking at me? That's not a good sign, is it? Is that this pipe up here, maybe? It's hard to see from out here, in here, rather. Well, it's not that one, that's for sure. Okay. So that should be successfully dumping gas into here. I can probably turn this back on now. Pressure's over 100. So that should start to suck that through. Of course, what I should have checked before I did that was how we were getting on out here. Anyway, I think we are getting there. I'm sure something will explode soon. But it's a start. Oh, and there's some CO2, look. So that's doing something. There's 48% pollutant. A tiny amount of nitrous. Okay, so it's coming down. I mean, it was at 80-something% before, so it's coming down. I don't know how well this is working here. But that's not even on, is it? Because that's above the threshold, so it's not doing anything until that cools down. So the key thing is that it needs to actually just get colder. So I need to turn off the inside. I'm going to need to put some automation around that to turn that on and off based on the temperature in there. I need to let that drop below -100 at some point. Okay, and then I just want to check these pipes along the roof here because I have a sneaking suspicion that in the temperature they're in there could be an issue. Maybe not, maybe I've got away with that. Okay, no, I think we're fine. Oop, didn't mean to turn that off then. Okay, so we've got 7% in the main hab in terms of pollutant, but in the greenhouse we're still at 7. Okay. Actually, we're at 10 in the main hab and 7 in the greenhouse. So, okay, that's probably the right way round, but we need to go a lot lower before we can safely grow plants in that. But I think that's a reasonable start. I obviously also want to get to a stage that I'm running the water lines in there for the hydroponics as well. I don't think I'm going to get to that this episode because I'm well over time, I think, so that's not going to happen, but we've got a rough idea of what that's going to take, which is a very large quantity of liquid pipes. So they're definitely going in the right direction. The piece that remains really is getting rid of that pollutant, really. That's the next critical step. So I'll get that going there. Right, and I think that is probably a sensible place to finish this episode up. Which, before I do, I will just quickly change that over. There's enough coal in there for next time. Okay, so we've managed to get at least the gas supply to the greenhouse hooked up, which was a bit of a challenge, but that should at least stop it from exploding again. So that was definitely good progress this time. I still need to get the water connected, and I need to complete the work on those chutes. But I think to do that, probably going to need quite a lot more iron. Yeah, there's only 16 there, it's 3 per chute, so I think next time I'm going to need enough chutes to go across about 6 frames, something like that, which I think is about 30 chutes, which I think therefore is about 90 iron. So That's a fair bit. I'm probably going to need a similar number of pipes, maybe not quite as many, maybe slightly more, I'm not sure yet, liquid pipes, and that will allow me to plumb in the hydroponics. But that's okay, we're not quite ready to use the greenhouse, but it's definitely going in the right direction. It's warming up, and we're starting to purify the atmosphere, so that can all be happening in the background while I build the other bits we need to get it really working well. So I think that's it for this time. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I'll see you on the next episode. If you're enjoying the channel, please do subscribe if you're not already. Even better yet, ask your friends to subscribe. I'm sure you've got some friends that would love to watch this. And I will see you on the next episode.